Hey friends, I'm here in Chinatown. I'm on the corner of Lafayette Street and Canal Street, and I'm going to take a train heading back to Long Island City, and I'm going to go take the J train to Broadway Junction, and then from Broadway Junction I'm going to take the L train to Lorimer, and then I'll take the G train to Long Island City. So this station is quite busy. This is the Canal St Station, and it serves the IRT, which is the 6th train, the BMT, which is the NQR&W, and also the BMT J and Z. The Z just runs during rush hour. So we're going to take the J train, and the J line is the longest elevated line in the system. We're not going to take it all the way. And a part of the J line is the oldest in the system too. There's some original track or structure from the 1800s. Okay, this station's a little maze-like. We are at the IRT portion of the station. And that was an Uptown Express on the Lexington Avenue line. So we're just going to head down to the J line, and we're going to go out towards Queens, through Brooklyn out to Queens. So it is a little bit of a maze, but it's kind of a cool station. This is the Broadway line. This is the Q train. Which ends up at the 2nd Avenue Subway in Manhattan, which is a new part of the station. Let's see, it's a little bit congested here. It's Sunday, it's about noontime. Friends, I missed my exit is right up here, Center Street, Canal Street, and the J and the Z. So I walked right by it. When I get on the Z, I mean the J, I don't know why I keep calling it the Z. When I get on the J, we'll make a couple of subway stops in Manhattan, and then we will go over the Williamsburg Bridge and be elevated in Brooklyn. And they have some of the new barriers there, which are nice. So I was looking for a countdown clock, see how long we have to wait. I'm just going to run the video straight through. Okay, we got a 6-minute wait. There'll be a train to downtown in 5 minutes, so we got a 6-minute wait. It's not too bad. There's a sign about the Z, no scheduled service, middays, overnight, or weekends. Guess we got a 5-minute wait. So we'll take a walk. We'll take a walk along the platform. This platform is, I want to say, a good 500 feet. There's a staircase to a transfer point. We are in the heart of Chinatown. This is a good station to put up the barriers. As you can see, it's fairly narrow. And they're putting these up in more and more stations. I guess in this station they're just putting them like in the areas that tend to get crowded. So these cars are, on this line, the cars are 60 foot long. They can't run the 75 foot long cars because of the clearances. So I think they're 60 foot long and there's 8-car trains. I don't think they're 10. They're 8-car trains that would make it about 480 feet, which seems about right for this platform length, about 500 feet. It's actually kind of cool down here, which is nice. Some of these stations get stifling with the air. All the trains are air conditioned and they just pump out the hot air from the cars that really heat the stations. As far as I know, the only underground station that has some type of cooling system is the Grand Central on the 4, 5, 6 platforms. Lexington Avenue platforms. They have some air chillers that are placed above the platforms. And they work pretty well, actually. So the first train that's coming through here should be a train heading to Broad Street, which is down right across from the Stock Exchange. So I don't know if it's best to be in the back car or the front car. Here comes the Broad Street train. New technology cars. They're 60 feet long. And here we have our train. So it looks like we're going to be at the front of the train.
Clear up the closing doors, please.
So I'll sit for a little bit, and then when we get to the bridge, I'll stand up when we get out of the subway. So we got, next up is Bowery, which is still kind of in Chinatown, in Delancy. And then we go over the bridge into Brooklyn. So if we rode this to the end, we'd have 26 more stops. And we did not get on at the beginning, but almost the beginning. So I guess if there's 26 from here, it's 27 stops on this line.
Attention everyone, there are 150 accessible subway stations. Please
No, 28. I missed a stop.
Elevators for real-time elevator status at your station.
The two stops before we got on at Canal Street are, of course, Broad Street where it starts, and then, actually three, the Broad Street, then Fulton Street, and then Chambers Street. So there's, I guess, 29 stops on this line.
Clear up the closing doors, please.
Now, the next station we're going to stop at, Delancy Street, Essex Street. It's kind of interesting. I did a video. There was a big trolley terminal there, underground trolley terminal, where you could transfer from the subway to the trolleys. That's, the trolleys are long gone, but the area where the trolleys terminated is still there. And a number of years ago, there was talk of turning it into like what they did to the High Line, only just have it underground. I don't know if it was called the Low Line. It was looked into. Nothing really came of it. I don't know if it was a lack of funding or. Obviously people prefer a park outside rather than subterranean, but it's an interesting idea.
Delancy Street, Essex Street. Transfer is available to the F and M train. Transfer is also available to the M14 select bus service.
This is the station. In the trolley terminal. Couldn't really see it, but it's on this side of the station. You can see some light bulbs there. I did see like some entrance. You can't really see it in the dark. But anyway, this is where it was going to be. I see like some construction tape there. So I'm not sure what's going on. But anyways, once we leave here, we're going to be going over the Williamsburg Bridge into Brooklyn.
It is dangerous to hold the doors open when the train is in the station. It is dangerous to hold the doors open when the train is in the station and to lean on them when the train is moving. Please be safe and stay back from your doors.
They were climbing up over the Brooklyn Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge. And right now we're going through the Lower East Side. Crossing the East River, and this will be where the fireworks are going to be this year. 2025 fireworks going to be in the East River. And we have another J train heading into Manhattan. This is Williamsburg. This is a big project. This used to be a huge Domino sugar factory here. They've done a nice job renovating, still under construction, and nice parks down there. Welcome to Brooklyn. So we're going to be getting off at Broadway Junction, which is a transfer point to the A, the C, and the L. Those are part of the Legacy Independent lines. This is part of the Legacy BMT line.
This is an accessible station. The elevator is at the center of the platform.
This is a kind of a major bus transfer point. Not too busy right now. It's Sunday morning. So we are crawling into our first station in Brooklyn. quite a few people getting ready to head into the city. There's a view in the distance of Long Island, the skyline of Long Island City. So I just saw a sign for the conductor. These are 8-car trains. A lot of the trains on the B division, which we are on, are 10-car, except for the G line. So if they're 8 cars times 60 feet, so each train's 480 feet long. And that's what that station kind of looked like. I'm used to like stations that are 550 to 600 feet long, and it didn't seem that long. And there's a sign that says 8. I don't know if you can pick it. I don't know if I'm picking it up, but.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Attention everyone, there are 150 successful subway stations. Please check mta.info/elevators for real-time elevator status.
That's a 4-car train. I got to do a little research on that. I thought the only short trains were run on the G line.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Favorite elevated line is the 7 train line. And for rail fans or just tourists, if you want to take a ride on the subway, the 7 train's a good choice because a lot of it is above ground. You can see a lot of Queens, different neighborhoods. Asian and Spanish, you name it, it's there. And I like this line too. But one of the differences, this line, the buildings are built very close to the elevated structure. So we're on the Queens line. It seems to be a little bit more space. So the buildings aren't right up. Some of these buildings are almost right up against the elevated structure. But either one is a good choice. You want to get out of Manhattan to see a little bit of the city. Great thing to do for the tourists, and it's $2.90. You can't go wrong. There's a little bit less gentrification as we go further out a little bit. This is a big station too. This is where the M train diverge or veers off. We'll see it in a minute. It is a J train. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's an 8-car train. That 4-car train, maybe that was an M train we saw. I forget that the M shares this part of the line. You can see there's another elevated structure above us. This is no longer in use. It was actually taken down just a few yards beyond what we're looking at here. It was the Myrtle Avenue L. So yeah, I think we'll see the junction up here, where to the left the tracks go where the M train follows. So that must have been it. That must have been the M train was 4 cars. I didn't know that they ran short M's, but I will look into that. I can see up ahead to the front door that there's another train heading down this way. I don't know, maybe that has to clear the junction before we get the go-ahead. Okay, I just saw a green light. We should be leaving.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please. That's the M train route right there. The train looks to be out of service.
this J train going heading to Broad Street, 8-car train. Put some painters on the structure.
City Police Department would like to remind you to keep your belongings in sight and stay aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious in the station or on the train, tell a police officer or an MTA employee. Thanks for riding with us.
This part of the structure, I believe it's the oldest, it's the original structure. It goes back to the 1880s.
This is the Queens-bound Jet local train. The next stop is Chauncey St.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Hello everyone, The New York City Police Department would like to remind you to keep your belongings in sight and stay aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious in the station or on the train, tell a police officer or an MTA employee. Thanks for riding with us.
Broadway Junction.
And clear the closing doors, please.
This completes the first leg of the trip. Broadway Junction. This is kind of a rail fanning place too. A little loud here. We got some construction going on. There's a lot of track people running for the train. We're going to go upstairs and we're going to transfer to the L. Take one last look at our 8-car J train. Station alone is reserved for a tour of its own. So this is the transfer point to the A and the C, and this way is to the L. And this is where we just came off, the J and the C. Take this towards Manhattan and get off at Lorimer, and we'll switch to the G. got a maintenance facility. Our viewing for this trip. Bushwick, Aberdeen. I'm not even sure how many stops we have. Let's see. We have 10 stops to go. Some of the stations' names are going to be familiar, kind of like what we were just on. You know, we're just, you can see it. We came out here, and now we're here. So we're kind of roughly, not exactly, but roughly paralleling where we are with this further up towards Queens. This is Wilson Avenue. And they have the barricades here. I'm gonna stand in the corner. So this is part of the IND system, the independent lines. This was the last part of the 3 lines. This was the last one built, and it's known for the very large mezzanines or concourses above the platforms. Huge stations. Whether they were overbuilt or not, people debated. I think they're pretty cool. Some of them have been cut. Some of the mezzanines have been cut back at stations that aren't used that much. And we'll see one when we get off the train in Long Island City. So we're at Halsey, which we were. There's also another station at Halsey on the J line. That's one of the things. There's so many stations in this system that some station names get used more than once. For example, 23rd Street. Got the 23rd Street on the Lexington Avenue, on the 6th Avenue line, on the 8th Avenue line, on the Broadway line, and there may be some other 23rd Street stations too in Brooklyn. Some of these stations have the center island platform, like this one here. Others have the two side platforms. I'm not sure how they made the decisions, which stations would get what. It was just like the types of real estate that was around. Here we have two side platforms. This line, like the 7 line, is getting CBTC already has it, like the 7 line, communications-based train control. It allows them to run the trains very close together. Also, this line, like the 7 line, has the L train has exclusive rights to this train. There's no interlining like there are on many of the other lines. The 7 line has no interlining too. It's all 7 from one end to the other. Yes, you can transfer to stations, but it's a people transfer, not a train transfer. If that makes sense. So anyways, we've got about 6 stops to go, and we're gonna get a G train, which has, it depends. It could be 4 cars, it could be 5 cars. If we're lucky, we might get an R211T. Those are the open gangway cars. I think there's 4 of them now running on the G. But these cars, these R160s are nice. The air conditioning is lacking a little bit today in this car. I'm not sure why. You can see it's not like super crowded, and this line does get packed as we get closer to Manhattan. Well, we're 50 minutes in the trip, and I'm probably not going to edit it. I'm just going to post it as it is. I know I just had another long video, and I'm going to do better of editing and cutting my videos down a bit. But, you know, I do usually put timestamps in them so people can, you know, skip parts or jump ahead, you know, what they want to see. And I'll definitely do that for this one here. Okay, we're at Morgan Avenue. Okay. These are side platform station. And also they have the barriers. Probably have standees now all the way in. Montrose side platform station. We got 3 stations to go. At this station too. These stations get pretty crowded and there's not a lot of area for standing. Quite a few trains in the other direction. Maybe there was a delay earlier and they're just running like real close together as they start to spread out. We're at Graham Avenue. We'll getting out of the next stop. And there's more barriers. I guess maybe this line they just made a decision to do every station. Yeah, this is a 60-foot long car. This line used to have the I think they also had the 75-foot long cars at one time. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, this is us.
Well, are we getting out to see what's up to? Oh yeah, we want to go on the same train.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, let's get out. We'll like see it. Right? I don't know how this works.
Alrighty friends, that takes care of leg 2 of the journey. And we are heading to the G train. Yeah, it looks like these trains are running about every 4 minutes. No barriers, at least at this end of the station. Okay, down onto the G. And up. So this is one of the independent line stations with the large mezzanines. And actually this one looks like it's been cut down. We have a transit district station here. This station definitely has short trains. Depending on what the equipment, it will either be a 4-car or a 5-car train. Usually they tell you where to kind of where to stand, so you don't have to do the I forget what it's called, like the G train shuffle, where you at the one end of the platform you have to run to the middle. Oh great, we got one coming in 2 minutes. So these trains are running every 10 right now. And this will take us, we're in Williamsburg now. There might be another stop in Williamsburg, then we'll be in Greenpoint, and then we'll go under the canal into Queens, and it's 2 stations in Long Island City. We'll get out at the first one, call it a day. So we're 1 hour into the trip. Maybe another 15 minutes and we'll be finished. There's the countdown clocks. So even though we got out at Lorimer, this station's name is actually Metropolitan Avenue. They are connected, freight transfer between them, but at one time they were probably separate fares. And we got an R211. R211T, we have the oh, it looks like this is an 8-car train. We have the open gangway.
The next stop is Nassau Ave.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
I am surprised at the length of this train. Oh, this is cool. So these are the open gangway we can walk. This must be a 5-car train. We can walk all the way to the front. So the next stop will be Nassau Avenue, which is in Greenpoint. Air conditioning is really good here. Station maps above the door, which is very convenient. Next stop, Nassau Avenue, Greenpoint, and then in Queens.
This is Nassau Avenue.
See the green lights show you which side the doors are going to be opening on.
This is a Queens-bound G train. The next stop is Greenpoint Avenue.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
This is really nice. And they're kind of working the way they were intended to spread the crowds out. So yeah, this is a 5-car train. I'm surprised there's not more people. A lot of people will take this to the end of the line, then they'll switch to the 7, go into the city. There's been some complaints about these cars that there's not enough seats. I like them. They're very spacious. Yeah, there is less seats, but the doors are wider, and it's just easier to stand. We'll finish the walk up.
This is a Queens-bound G train. The next stop is 31st Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So now we're in the front car. Okay, we're an hour 6, an hour 7 into the trip. We're getting out of the next station, the Center Island platform, 21st Street, Long Island City. Newtown Canal. It's a small body of water. Separates Greenpoint from Long Island City. We're right at the east end of Long Island, the west end of Long Island.
This is 21st Street. Attention everyone, there are over 150 accessible subway stations. Please check mta.info/elevators for real-time elevator status at your station.
The J line is one-man operation, and that's that little delay where he's at one side of the cab and he's got to move to the other side to open the doors. So this is 21st Street. You can see they just used the first part of the platform. It was designed for they're designed for a 600-foot train, I believe. Yeah, this is a 5-car train, so this is 300 feet. Now there's usually a delay leaving here. The next station is the terminal station for this line, and they have to wait for the other train. Here it is to clear it. And this also is a R211T, an open gangway car. Friends, that's our newest equipment. Now we're going up to the mezzanine, and you can see that this mezzanine one time probably covered the length of the platform, but it's really been cut back. The station is maybe 2,000 people a day use it. So it's been kind of truncated, but this neighborhood is growing in terms of housing. It used to be more of a warehouse and manufacturing district. So we're not far from the 7 train. Or you could take the G to the next stop, and then there's a transfer right there. So friends, welcome to Long Island City. And we're right at the corner of Jackson Avenue, and kind of at the beginning of Long Island City, the business district of it. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Happy 4th of July. Be safe, and God bless.